Hey, I'm Stacey from StaceySt.John.com,
And I'm Valerie from quilldecor.com.
and we are here to help you better your B&B.
This is our weekly show where we take one property's listing and interiors and review it in 15 minutes or less, except for today, we are going to do it in 10 minutes or less because we all got stuff to do. So we're going to see how this goes. Come along with us.
Let's do it. I'm starting this timer. And today we are reviewing Charlotte's property in Lake Lure, North Carolina. Val, let's talk about these Fab Five photos. First, what are your thoughts?
So, Charlotte, we think you nailed it. We love that you have a nice color balance in all of these pictures. It's obvious that your color scheme throughout is very repetitive, which I super love. I love that you show inside and outside, some kitchen, some bedroom. It's all just really well done. And then this large one showing the mural wall is very captivating. So I
Yeah.
think that is magical.
Beautiful. Let's talk about key takeaway number one, Val, since we
Okay.
are on an abbreviated timeline. We're testing this 10-minute time span.
We sure are. Okay. So key takeaway number one, we're going to jump into is right here on the deck. So Charlotte had asked for some feedback on her outdoor area. And I have some. I think this is all well done, but I think there's room for improvement if you wanted to spend a bit more money out here to try and improve the property overall. I would say to treat this deck because it is so big and that's such an asset to your property, treat it just like it were another room inside your house. So think about the layout of it, think about conversation zones, think about how people can gather comfortably in this space. I would maybe add a different table and chairs. That might not be something you want to do right away. If not, you could get some kind of cantilevered umbrella to go over top of the picnic table, and then maybe dress this up for the pictures with some placemats and some cushions to go on the seats.
So, key takeaway number one, dress up the deck, baby.
Dress up the deck. Think about it like a room. Think about how you can make it more comfortable and enticing in your photos and for your guests to stay and live in the
Yeah.
space.
You know, the other thing too, Val, that comes to mind, I remember Charlotte saying that she was also wanting to cater to people during the off season. I'm going to assume that your off season is during the winter time. Maybe think about adding a heater to that deck. You can actually get those really affordably at places like Costco and Sam's Club, those outdoor heaters, and maybe something to think about there too.
Yeah. And I know that you don't want a ton of maintenance, so I'm not going to suggest that you have pots of flowers everywhere, but I think this deck needs some life, some
Okay.
greenery, really easy that you just is drought tolerant, doesn't have to be watered every day, like grasses or something like that, to go in some pots, maybe to flank either side of your door or just over on this side actually, because we don't want it in the way of the stairs. So think about adding some life to it, and then maybe think about making this more of a conversation zone that could seat more than just two potentially. So I don't know exactly how much money you want to spend or how you want to think about it, but I would spend a little bit of time and effort making the deck more enticing by rearranging some things or thinking through, the
I
heater
love
or the
that. You know, while we're on this photo too, Val, another thing that I would just love to call out is the actual photo of the exterior. Charlotte, if there's an opportunity for you to bring back a photographer when it is fully in bloom and green outside with blue skies, I also think some better exterior photography could potentially help you
yeah.
in this scenario too.
Yeah, that's a great idea. Okay. Let's talk about our second key takeaway because we kind of were looking stumped through your pictures for a while, Charlotte, because your house is so well done. One of the other key takeaways is to think about steaming these curtains. So buy yourself one of those handheld steamers and get in there for just a couple of hours one day, steam all of those curtains to just make them all look like they're hanging a bit more gently, a bit more
You know, the
smoother.
other thing that jumps out to me about steaming the curtains, and as someone who pays close attention to details, when I see a beautiful place like this and I see wrinkly curtains, it makes me wonder if this host is paying attention to detail. It's very obvious that the property is gorgeous, right? But I'm wondering, are they going to be a great host? Are they going to have all the little details taken care of?
And
Um,
even subconsciously,
yeah.
right? I don't even
Oh,
know if it's a
totally.
conscious thing, but just
Oh,
as you're flipping
totally.
through, that's going, people make decisions like this.
Mhm.
So that first impression,
Yeah.
even the subconscious one, is so important. Yeah.
Yep.
So steam the
Yep.
curtains. That is our number 2 takeaway. You have great curtains, by the way. I think you've done a great job with them. So just steam them up. That's it.
Steam 'em up. All
Okay.
right.
We're going to zoom
Key
through. What's our
takeaway number 3. This is a repeat, but we have to call it out. Make
yeah.
sure everyone has a seat at the table. So let's talk about the dining table. This property sleeps 4 people, but on the interior, we only are seating 2 people at the dining table. So let's make sure there are opportunities for everyone to eat together. And so maybe just add a couple of extra chairs, even if from a photographic standpoint or on a normal day-to-day basis, this table is pushed up against the wall. Maybe
Mhm.
show me I can at least eat with my family.
Yeah. And you've got the outdoor seating too, but we can't depend on that from a weather standpoint. Certainly not in North Carolina. It's not California where it never rains.
And especially again, if just going back to the fact that if we're trying to attract guests during the off season, we want to make sure that they can see from the get-go that they're going to all be able to dine together inside.
Mhm. Yeah,
For
for
sure.
sure. I love
All
your
right.
revamped kitchen, Charlotte. I love your murals on the walls there. I think, and we've got 2 great things that you have done, maybe 3. I love this baby equipment. That's one of them. The major keep it up, we want to give you props for high fives, high paws. Is
Five high paws. OMG. The paw print is freaking adorable. I've never seen this before, and I love it.
so anybody can do this. I don't know how you did it, Charlotte, but she probably took her pictures into Canva or some
Mhm.
other kind of software, put a little icon, flat icon on top of it, and then re-uploaded it into Airbnb to signify to her potential guests, we are dog friendly, because she wants people to know that. It
Yeah.
obviously differentiates her in her market.
Yeah.
And it's easily said on that picture without people having to read, which they don't do. We all know. She put
In
it on her
fact,
first 2 pictures.
and I love this so much. I would love to see it on every picture. That's
Do it
how
on
much
every
I love it.
picture.
Why not?
The other keep it up I want to say really good job with, Charlotte, is that at the bottom here, she has an image that says check out our other listings with a link to her website. So I think that is just really great cross promotion. Good idea all around.
And since you can't actually place a link in your Airbnb listing, this is a very
Right.
creative and strategic way
They
to
might find
drive.
you out sometime, but they haven't yet.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Stay tuned for that.
Yeah.
Val, we
Oh,
totally
thank
got through
you.
this in 10 minutes or less.
How many did we
This
do?
is
How many
we
minutes?
I mean, we have like a minute and a half to spare. So
Okay. Well,
amazing.
Charlotte, we really hope this was helpful. And we hope you don't feel slighted because we did shorter. We know everybody's busy. We got stuff to do. And we want to thank you so much for submitting your listing and for watching.
And if you want to apply to have your property reviewed on the show, just go to betteryourbnb.com and fill out a super simple form.
And if you are watching this on YouTube, make sure to like and subscribe so you get notifications every time we post a new show. Thanks so much for watching. Until next time, I'm Valerie Malone.
And I'm Stacey St. John. Happy
Happy
hosting.
hosting. Bye.